everyone, this is Maki. Today we are going to analyze the new information about the game UC ENGAGE. Personally, this news is packed with elements that make me really happy. Even those who don't play games, much can enjoy this content. It promises further development in the Gundam series. Let's start analyzing the information right away. Press the subscribe button and activate the Angel Halo. This is not a weapon. It's a machine that brings a miracle to the world by gently transforming people's hearts to be kind and peaceful. Just by pressing the button, the earth will become peaceful. Please press the button. Let's transform the earth into a kind planet together. UC ENGAGE is a game set in the history of the Gundam series. This time, an event called Crossover UCE is being held. As the name suggests, the theme of the event is the crossover appearances of popular characters and mobile suits from different works and eras. Some people might be worried that this will mess up the story. However, the story of UC ENGAGE takes place in a world where people are watching a summary of the history of the Universal Century. So you can think of it as similar to simulator footage. For example, in a previous war called Gundam Evolve, Quattro Vagina, who pilots a Rick Dyers, faces off against Shah Aznavour in Azaku. As you know, Quattro is an alias used by Shah. Quattro and Shah are the same person. This confrontation is a battle in a simulator using Shah Aznavour's data. In other words, although the details are different, the story can be interpreted as being in the same vein as the developments depicted in Gundam Evolve. In addition, this crossover UCE event is also a celebration of Gundam's 45th anniversary. I was full of surprise and joy. I spoke about the contents of the shareholders' meeting on yesterday's program. Bandai announced to its investors that it would actively work on crossover appearances beyond the framework of individual works. I took this to mean that there would be more opportunities for collaboration on illustrations and the like. However, Crossover UCE realizes this crossover in the anime itself. In UC ENGAGE, there are many scenes where the story unfolds in the anime. Even those who don't play games, much will be able to enjoy the visuals produced. It seems that depicting what-ifs of history is also a theme. There may be developments where characters who met tragic ends in actual history show us new stories. This is very promising. This time, the announced information reveals the titles of two stories: Angel Halo Arc, Intersecting Battlefields, and Axis Arc, Gathering Forces. The Angel Halo is a weapon that appeared in the latter part of the history of Bully Gundam. It forcibly removes the fighting spirit from the hearts of people throughout their sphere, infantilizing them and eventually causing them to weaken and die. It is a weapon that can eliminate humanity while minimizing damage to the natural environment and preserving the Earth's ecosystem. Axis is a meteorite that appears in Zeta Gundam, Gundam Double Zeta, and Shell's counterattack, among others. It served as a gathering point for the remnants of the Zeon forces and was used as a base for the Neo-Zeon forces to wage war against the Earth Federation forces. In Shell's counterattack, it was dropped on Earth to temporarily cool the planet, with the goal of eliminating Earth's population and allowing Earth to recover over thousands or tens of thousands of years. Each appeared in different eras. If you look closely, you'll see that Axis is placed in the center of Angel Halo. Normally, Angel Halo would be controlled by a special battleship placed in the center. What effect does this have? It's surrounded by monitors showing electronic data reminiscent of the scene in Tane Gundam, where the characters see the black history dated near the end of the story. Perhaps Crossover UCE will include stories set in a more distant future. We must not forget the Gundam series' 45th anniversary element. This includes works outside of the Universal Century. In the past, there have been commemorative videos where series outside of the Universal Century made crossover appearances. I'm really excited to see what kind of stories will unfold. Some images have been released regarding the Angel Halo arc. The main characters from Gundam Formula 91C Bacano, from Gundam Unicorn Banerjee Lynx, and from Bully Gundam UC ENGAGE seem to be fighting together. Voice actors have also been announced. Many fans were curious about who would voice Seabook. Mr. Koji Tsujitani, who originally voiced Seabook, passed away in 2018. His successor is Takuya Sato. Mr. Sato has played major roles such as Tatsuya Yuki in the Build series and Ruin Lee in Recon Zenji. Mr. Sato is an experienced actor, known for voicing important rival characters. While it's sad that it won't be Mr. Tsujitani's voice, it's wonderful to see new life breathed into the character. Additionally, the Gundams that will appear in the game were revealed. The Unicorn Gundam was shown equipped with the Hyper Mega Launcher. The Unicorn Gundam is known for its powerful beam magnum. What kind of weapon is the Hyper Mega Launcher? If you look closely, it's attached to the arm. In the Gundam series, weapons that are attached to the body tend to use the energy generated directly by the generator, making it easier to generate high power. The beam magnum is a weapon that fires a special cartridge. Although powerful, the cartridge must be replaced after each shot. The fact that the Hyper Mega Launcher was newly designed by a designer means that it is highly likely to have a different personality from the beam magnum. The beam smart gun, used by Unicorn Gundam Unit 2 Banshee, was also a fixed weapon. What unique features will it have? The Gundam Formula 91 was shown in its Twin Vesper type. This variant was created as part of the MS Bully Mobile Suit Variation project. It's quite popular and has been commercialized in figures and other products. The Vesper isn't just a powerful weapon. It can freely adjust its destructive power and projectile speed. At first glance, the Twin Vesper type looks like a high-output artillery type mobile suit. However, we may also be able to see it firing large numbers of beams in succession. Other mobile suits were also revealed. One of them is the Unicorn Gundam Unit 3 Phoenix, piloted by the protagonist of Gundam Narrative, Yonebo Shooter. Yone also pilots the Narrative Gundam in his story. He switches to Phoenix at the end of the story. It seems likely that he will pilot Phoenix in the crossover. Additionally, the rig ring of the Bully Gundam was shown. It's a rather niche mobile suit. This suit appeared in the G Generation series. Since G Generation is a game produced by Bandai, it's semi-official. Since the stories cross over different works, the story itself is different from the official one. Although it's a rather remarkable mobile suit, fans might be excited by the element of mobile suits from the G Generation series appearing. What other mobile suits will appear? If we are talking about the Bully Gundam series, I'm hoping to see the Zanshin. It's a mobile suit operated by the enemy organization, the Zansuke Empire. It's interesting how it resembles the main Gundam, the Bully 2 Gundam. Finally, with the change of Seabook's voice actor, many fans might have new hopes, especially for the animation of the Crossbone Gundam series. Seabook, under the alias Kincaid No, also plays an active role in Crossbone Gundam. However, many fans thought that it would be difficult to animate Crossbone Gundam after the death of Mr. Tsuji Tony. The announcement of Crossover UCE gave hope that we might see Crossbone Gundam in action in Nani. I think that Crossbone Gundam could play an active role in the UC ENGAGE series. Of course, I also have a strong desire to see it as a standalone anime. However, Crossbone Gundam has already gained a lot of popularity through figures and other merchandise. This situation is delightful, but from a corporate point of view, it may conflict with the idea of producing an anime to attract new fans. Creating an anime that only pleases existing fans might be a challenge. With this in mind, I predict that Crossbone Gundam will shine in UC ENGAGE. Of course, this is just my personal interpretation and prediction. After all, a work that contradicts this thought was recently released. This is Gundam Seed Freedom, a movie sequel to the 20-year-old Seed series. Teenage and younger fans of the Gundam series may not even know about the Seed series. However, Seed Freedom was released as a movie and became a big box office hit. Some young fans became interested in the Seed series through the promotion of Seed Freedom and watched it. So there is a great possibility that Crossbone Gundam will be produced as an anime. Let's wait with high expectations and support. Thank you for watching until the end. See you in the next program.